Hey guys, Marsingen here, bringing you a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we're going to take a look at the STR Kaioken Goku EZA. This guy, when his details came out, people straight away were complaining that he didn't look very good. And then we were talking about it on the stream the day that the details dropped, but people posted some calcs of what like his post-super defense is looking like, and it does actually seem like he could be quite good. It's all going to come down to like how hard he hits, I guess, because his post-super defense can get to some decent levels, but like his role on the team really is going to be there to be a damage dealer, right? Like you're not bringing him as a unit who is good defensively as the main thing, right? There's other units that you would probably bring instead over him, but we're going to check him out. He's obviously level 10 links, Rainbow. I haven't given him the unique skill orbs yet. I'm still getting through all the contents. I haven't done the 7th and 8th anniversary battle stages yet. But we'll see how we get on. I normally try, and when these units get an EZA, I just do their showcase with them as they were from my previous build. And then from, depending on how the showcase goes, decide how I want to change their build, if at all. So this guy, his 18 key super, he massively raises attack and defense for 4 turns, mega colossal damage, and sacrifices 4% HP. And his 12 key super is greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn and mega colossal. So he does mega colossal on both of his supers. Back when he came out, he was one of the only, and even now there's not that many that do mega colossal on both their supers, but greatly raises a 50% and massively raises a 100% raise, so pretty good for his super attack effects. And then we have the entrance animation only when there's a Vegeta enemy, which gives him 3 key and 100% attack permanently. We're doing the Goku story Majin Buu Saga stage so that we can actually fight against the Vegeta enemy in the second phase, so we'll see how this goes here. Because it means we'll get to see a couple of turns of him without that buff, and then we'll see him with it, right? So his base effects, 200% attack and defense, great chance to crit, randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to STR, and gets 2 extra key per STR key sphere obtained. For 7 turns from his entry turn, he has key 10 and 100% defense. When attacking with 12 or more key, he gets 159% attack and defense, 18 or more key when attacking, 159% attack, and then for every STR key sphere obtained, he gets damage reduction 4%, and on the turn where you use the active skill, or if you have 24 key, he gets guaranteed crit. So because he already has great chance to crit built in, like he's a unit that just needs 0 crit in the hidden potential. He's an STR unit, so he already has level 5, so as you can see, mine is built for mostly additional. Probably any extra leftover you would want to put into dodge. But so this guy is interesting because he gets bonuses for having a certain amount of key, but then he's also getting bonuses for having a certain amount of STR orbs. So certain turns, I guess, can be tricky for him depending on the orb field, especially here, right? Like I don't want to, if I do this, is it going to cut off all the STR orbs here? Hopefully not. Okay, well, it did some. So we get 6 orbs. Of course, he's got the idle animation here as well. The Vegeta one's kind of but yeah, that's pretty cool for the Kaioken. So we can get 8 orbs, which is going to be 6 STR orbs. So bear in mind, he gets 4% damage reduction per STR orb obtained. So he's going to have 24% damage reduction. He's got 360k defense start of term, and he's going to get 159% when attacking. So that's going to go up by another, what? Almost 500k-ish, but then he also massively raises defense on super, which is 100%. So he's going to be over 1 million defense and has 24% damage reduction. So that's not the craziest, of course, when it comes to taking hits from like the biggest bosses, but should still be interesting. We've got the 24 keys, so he's getting all of the attack buffs, and he's also going to be guaranteed critting. So yeah, we'll see what he is capable of here on the first turn. He's got 3 links active, Legendary Power, Shocking Speed, and Saiyan Lineage. It's probably going to be another issue with him for the teams that he's on and stuff as well, is he doesn't have any really crazy, like, link partners. Like, I've got his link partner list up here, and his best link partners are, like, the version Z free LR Goku, base free-to-play Gogeta from the 9th anniversary, or the one from the Broly story event. And then you move down to 4 links, and you've got a bunch of like free-to-play LRs. Dragon Fist Goku, not a crazy selection of characters. And then when we get to 3 links, that's when we've got some of the newer LRs, like the new Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. We've got Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. The year 7 LR Super Saiyan 4s are on here. STR Goku Vegeta and Tech Goku Vegeta are the ones that fuse into Gogeta and Vegito. Like, there's some okay units that he shares a couple of links with, but when it comes to like his best link partners, they're not really like top tier units in the game, right? So obviously I literally looking at the link partners completely missed his attack stat for the first turn, so we'll see what it's looking like on the next one as well. You guys saw it, of course, so let me know what you think for first turn performance for STR Kaioken Goku 3 links active. Because that's the thing, he doesn't have a nuking style passive, so in terms of getting his attack bonuses, he just has to get to 24 key. So if you've got support and stuff like that on the rotation, that's really easy to do, but it's the defensive ability, right, that he gets the 4% damage reduction per STR orb. So if you get a bad turn with picking up orbs for him, then obviously he's not going to be very good defensively, especially against bosses that are actually hitting like somewhat hard. Because like we're now seeing these events, like especially some of these new red zone stages that came out the same day as him, the bosses at the end are hitting for like 5 million. So he's not going to be tanking those kind of hits. And then you see like a turn like this, like we don't really have a choice. I don't want to use Beast Gohan's active this early, because we can grab these orbs and then grab the STR orbs that drop down for Goku, but Beast is just going to end up killing him here. So, and if we put him in slot 1, I mean, the good thing is, I should have highlighted this as well, the good thing is he massively raises defense for 4 turns. So when it comes to this next turn, he still has that buff from before, so 688k. And bear in mind, he gets 159% on super. So on this second turn, after supering, he's at like 1.5 million without even taking into account the next like super attack effect. So he's at nearly 2 million defense after supering on this turn. The problem is, if we did want to put him in slot 1, there's like 2 STR orbs. So he would have 8% damage reduction. He does get to 24 key. I mean, I guess we could give it a try. And if he dies, he dies. And we'll start again, but we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll do this. So he's got 688k defense start of turn, 8% damage reduction. As long as he doesn't get supered, he'll be okay. But I say okay, that's still 30k, and then he hits for 30 mil. So this is the thing, right? With a unit like this, it's kind of like Tech EZA Broly. I compared him to when we read the details and stuff, as what his role on the team should be. So if he's not going to be that good defensively, but he's this kind of unit that is getting these guaranteed crits, getting attack buffs if you're getting up to a certain amount of key on the turn and all that kind of stuff. Let me throw the animations on here so we can get the Goku one on the next turn. Then really we should be expecting him to be hitting like at 24 key. If that's where he's getting all of his attack buffs, he should be hitting like 40-50 million ideally. Is it random orbs again? Does he change? Yeah, so we can't even set up orbs. I shouldn't have grabbed those STR ones that were already here, though, to be fair. But, yeah, the problem is you can't set up orbs for him because he changes a random type of orb to STR. So, that's, you can't even get, like, the turn before. Oh, I needed to transform Broly, didn't I? Oops. You can't even get him set up, like, the turn before to be ready to go on this turn. So yeah, of course I floated Broly off. I'm so used to seeing him appear and then just putting him in slot 1, focusing on the Kaioken Goku here. So it shows you how crazy it is, the difference between like that one turn that Broly gets where he's the ultimate like Giga Tank, and then you forget to transform him on the next turn. And even against an AGL enemy, there's like 200k from normal attacks. Kind of crazy. But yeah, Goku and Gotenks should be fine here. I don't know if Majin Vegeta in this stage has a Ki Blast super. If he does, then it's impossible for Gotenks to even take damage from him. So, but yeah, no guaranteed crits for Gotenks. I think what we'll probably do for the sake of the showcase is if we transform the not transform into Vegito, but use the Vegeta active skill, just so he can be a tank. I mean, on this team build, though, just for even for working with Kaioken Goku, that doesn't work super well, because it's not like they share a bunch of links. But yeah, we'll get the animation here. It's funny to see that say, like, the classic Wasteland Showdown, except it's base Goku against this technically Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. Alright, so we've got our active skill now as well. So Goku does have an active skill, activated when HP is 59% or less, greatly raises attack temporarily, ultimate damage, and stuns the enemy for 1 turn. So bear in mind, he does have the permanent 100% attack buff from now on going forwards. So what we could do, yeah, he did change all those orbs into STR as well. So if we, it seems it is kind of early to use it, but I want to see his attacks. So if we target with Beast, then it means Goku can attack in slot 1 without having to worry about getting hit. And then he should kill Vegeta because we're going to get guaranteed crits. So we can get, how many orbs? So this is 10 and this is 10, and they're both 9 STR orbs, so it doesn't make any difference. So we'll do that. We won't use the active skill yet. And then we'll do those for you. And those for you. So let's see. Now that we've got the 100% attack buff, because we have a Vegeta enemy, which, I mean, realistically, we're not going to be getting that in a lot of the endgame content, but for this showcase, we want to see it at least, right? So 41 million. I mean, that's not bad. I'm also not a huge fan of super attacks that make you sacrifice HP, even if it is only 4%, but there's the crit. And then we actually get the additional, so 32 million on the additional is pretty good as well. So, I mean, that's the thing. If you get the turn where you get the additional, he's going to do a pretty nice amount of damage. He's raising his defense again by another 50% on the 12 key. I think the biggest glaring issue I see with his kit in terms of him being like a top tier EZA is like, why does he not have any sort of like built-in additional? I think that would be really good. So let's do this. Oh, of course, I need to turn the animations off. I only put them on so we could see Goku's intro against Vegeta, and now we've got like multiple active skills to be activating for all the units on our team. Tech Broly's transformation animation is awesome though, so you know. There we go. So now we can remember to turn these off. And then let's go ahead and I guess we want to Giant Ape here as well, because if we get the attack buff from the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, then obviously that, you know, is going to buff Kaioken Goku that little bit more as well. I mean, that's the thing. Super Saiyan 3 to Super Saiyan 4 Goku is a unit that's just so good for like any of the teams that he's on, because even if he's not directly supporting, because obviously his support from his passive in Super Saiyan 3 is just Power Beyond Super Saiyan, and then in Super Saiyan 4 it's Power Beyond Super Saiyan and Giant Ape Power. Even if the characters aren't on that category, his 18 key super does the 44% attack and defense for 2 turns. So he can attack in slot 3 here, and then that's going to buff the Kaioken Goku on the next turn. So it does work out quite nicely for any units on the team with him. And of course, if you're running his team, even though Giant Ape Power is not the craziest, I mean, the Great Ape Vegeta EZA definitely helps. If you're running 2 of them and you have them both on rotation, then everyone's getting a crazy amount of support from his super attack effects, especially like the person in slot 3 who's attacking after the Goku on the second turn is getting like 88% extra attack and defense. So I definitely will have to do a another like Giant Ape Power team. I guess what we'll probably do is wait until the Super Saiyan 4s in the LRs from the 7 year, if they do indeed get their EZA, which of course we're all expecting they will, but obviously we don't know for sure. In fact, let me keep you on rotation just to make sure you get to attack. It does need to be the 18 key super though, so we can't there you go, can't afford to just get candy orbs. Let's just do that and grab those. Alright, because yeah, that Giant Ape Power team could be quite interesting now with the double Super Saiyan 4 Gokus. Tech Giant Ape Vegeta would be a slot 1 unit, and then I guess it depends how good the 7 year EZAs are, because we know from their base kit they have the turn 1 guard. If that gets extended by even 1 extra turn to the point where you can then transform them, like they could end up being a slot 1 for that team. It just depends how good the EZA is, like whether they can handle slot 1. Otherwise, the Giant Ape Power team not exactly flush with units that can go in slot 1. I mean, Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, when he's being buffed by Super Saiyan 4 Goku, is definitely a lot better. But yeah, unfortunately, like turn 1, when he's not getting that support, bosses are starting to hit so hard now straight away that he's not really ideal for that. And we don't really have any other really good like meta relevant Super Saiyan 4s now, because the Heroes ones are pretty much outdated already. So let's do this. Beast shouldn't kill here, so we'll grab these. So with the support from the previous turn, yeah, Goku's starting off at 840k defense. Bear in mind he gets 159% when attacking. So he's well over 2 million. Like, he's getting close to even like over 2.5 million after supering on this turn. And then we're going to pick up, that's 6 STR orbs. That's 6 STR orbs. So he's going to have, was it 24% damage reduction, which isn't a crazy amount, but with 2.5 million defense, that's pretty good. Like some of these bosses that are hitting for, let's say 5 million, we take off 24%, and then they're hitting for 3.8, and his defense is like 2 point something. So yeah, that's not actually good enough to tank a 5 million damage super. But, you know, as we get hit by these ones that are doing like 2 or 3 in the red zone stages and stuff like that, he's going to tank those. But yeah, he's not really meant to be a tank, right? So the fact that he can survive some of the middle tier, I would say, like end boss super attack damage supers is pretty good. But the question is the damage that he does good enough to warrant him a spot on the team, right? Because bear in mind, I've built this team specifically for the showcase. I threw on some characters. Obviously, we've got our slot 1s. We've got some characters that share like a few links with him. But realistically, like, why would I bring him on this team when I could bring the new Gogeta, I could bring the new Super Saiyan 2 Gohan? I mean, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is hitting the same sort of numbers as him once you get to like turn 5. With much higher, well, I guess their raw defense can be about the same, and then Gohan only has 20% damage reduction. So they are kind of similar, but Gohan has much better links and is on a lot more teams, or more relevant teams, I should say. So yeah, I mean, this Goku, I definitely don't think he's bad. He's just not like a super top tier EZA. The Vegeta is probably more useful just because he fills that slot that a lot of the teams that he's on want, like the slot 1 character. So Goku's not bad by any stretch, but I don't think he's a character that you're necessarily going to be throwing onto a bunch of your teams and then using him in all these different events and stuff, right? Certainly can be useful. And if we get bosses that, you know, we get a difficult content boss that comes out who's physical, and is only doing up to, say, like 4 million, because he doesn't have guard. That's the other thing to remember, right? So if we get like a tough end game physical boss, like, he could still be in a position where he might be somewhat useful on the team. But I do think for the most part, with the teams that he's on, there's probably other options that you would just run over him, right? So probably not going to take any damage here. Yeah, because we need to, we could, if we drops below a certain amount of HP to get the active skill again, that would be cool. But we're at what, 61? I think we only need to drop by like 2%, but unfortunately everyone on the turn is just going to take double digit damage, so that's not going to happen. It's a shame there is no, I've mentioned it in the past, but like, I think the private server has a custom item thing where you can, an item that makes you lose HP. So when you have these character conditions that you're just like struggling to get naturally, you can just use an item, and that looks great with Goku's 12 key super. It's like he punches him out of the building and then he just like turns into the parachute and flies away. Alright, so one final turn here for Goku. We saw him get up to what, about 49 million was the highest. And bear in mind, I'm not running any like proper dedicated support units. We're getting the support from the Super Saiyan 4 Goku super attack on the previous turn. But yeah, see, the problem is always going to be the orbs are just not, even with his orb changing. He really needed one of those like double orb changing passives, I think, if he's going to rely so heavily on STR orbs. Because we got 7 orbs, that's 28% damage reduction. But It's just not enough for the big hits. I mean, this is a good turn for him if we're running him in like a difficult endgame event, because he's in the middle slot and there's no attacks. So, you know, he'd be okay for this turn for sure. We know he's not going to take any damage regardless. But is he doing the damage that... I mean, it'd be interesting to see. I guess I could have bought Gogeta on the team as well to see that crazy active skill turn where he gets an extra 54% attack and defense from Gogeta's active skill. But again, like, the more of those units you want to throw on, then it's like, who do I take off? Like Gotenks, I guess, or Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but he's providing support like to everybody. Whereas the Gogeta's are like the one turn you get that big support buff. Yeah, 47.5. So, like I say, I don't think he's bad by any stretch, but he's just okay. Like, he's pretty good, is what I would say. And unfortunately, with how difficult some of these endgame events are now, like the new red zone stages and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't be putting him... Like, if I'm going to make a Vegito team to go into one of these endgame, like, red zone stages, and I'm going for the win, and especially, like, if I'm going for a no items run, I'm probably not going to be bringing this Kaioken Goku, right? So, I guess the only thing we could do here is, if we survive until the next turn, get the active skill. Because he is healing a decent amount, so... Does this kid boo? He doesn't have a Ki Blast Super, so don't want to put him in slot 1, really. Oh, and of course, Goku heals us at the start of the turn. And we've got the Dokkan attack, which will heal us, so we're not going to be getting the active skill. So, anyway, that is the EZA for STR Kaioken Goku. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. He's got cool art, he's got a cool idle animation, his kit is pretty decent. I just think he is kind of homeless, like... He's on the full power team as well, I guess, with Gohan, which could be interesting. But the problem is neither he nor Gohan are a slot 1 unit. This anniversary has been absolutely top heavy with units that can't go in slot 1. So, like, if this Goku had been a really, really good slot 1 unit who maybe gets, like, an attack buff after he gets hit or something, I feel like he would have had a lot more value. But as it is, like, he's just pretty good. But I'm probably not going to use him all that much after this showcase, I would imagine. So let me know what you guys think of him down below in the comment section. Is he a fumble? Do you like him? What are your thoughts? Do let me know. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.